right, so we're about to go live in just a minute here. I'm going to see if I get anyone going live, but if not, I'm going to go live in about 30 seconds. I mean, really go live. Like right now, we're just waiting to see if I get... Okay, so I got somebody. All right. So welcome back to WMMA Scene Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. Welcome to episode number 115 of the WMMA Scene Report regular series where we go over everything going on within the world of the women's divisions of mixed martial arts. We're actually going to be doing something a little bit different tonight. Usually we take the weekend previews and do them last, but because the Bellator prelims have already started, supposed to do the show last night, didn't have time to get to it, so we got to do it tonight. We're going to be doing the weekend previews first. So let me rearrange the cover here. So first up, we're going to Bellator, because this fight's going to be starting within the next half hour or so. All right, first up at Bellator 271, Valerie Loreta taking on Taylor Turner. So Master Valerie Loreta coming in at 3-1. Turner coming in at 5-7. Loreta coming off the first loss of her career, lost to Hannah Guy 5 months ago. Taylor Turner coming off a win just under 2 months ago at Valor Fights. Let's see, big age difference here. 38 for Taylor, 23 for Loreta. Big height difference as well. 5'10", 178 centimeters for Turner, 5'4", 163 centimeters for Loreta. And that extends to the reach as well. 71 inches, 180 centimeters for Taylor, 64 inches, 163 centimeters for Loreta. So this is basically meant to be a tune-up fight for Valerie Loreta. What's up, old guy? And it very well could be, but it also could go totally wrong for Taylor. I mean, she was meant to be an easy win for, what was her name? Heather Hardy, 2 years ago, and ended up getting a TKO over Heather Hardy, I think, in the first round. So this could go wrong. Yes, Turner is much older. Turner has an upside-down record, but she has that height, she has that reach, and if she uses it, could be a long night for Loreta. If Loreta tries to take her down like she did against Guy, could also be a long night for Loreta. So this one, I could see going either way. To me, this is a 50-50 fight. I'm going with Loreta, but, Taylor Turner just seems like such a nice person. I follow her on social media and everything. Meant to reach out and get an interview with her, and then the fight snuck up on me. But I'm going to go with Loreta, kind of cheering for Taylor Turner on this one. Now, I like cheering for underdogs. Then staying on the prelims, also at flyweight, Bruna Ellen taking on Dirty Desiree Yanez. Both ladies coming in with a record of 5-3. Ellen coming in off of a loss almost 2 years ago to Juliana Velasquez via decision. Before that, had a win over Arlene Calianado. Dirty Des coming in off of 2 straight losses. Most recently, lost via a majority decision in her Bellator debut 6 months ago to Vida Ortega. I was also her flyweight debut. Before that, coming up on 2 years since she lost a contentious split decision to Melissa Martinez in Combate Americas. Age, 31 to 25. Yanez is the elder. Yanez slightly taller, 5'4", 163 centimeters to 5'3", 160 centimeters for Ellen. No reach available on Tapology for Bruna Ellen. 64.5 inch, 164 centimeters for Dirty Des. I don't really have, I think I went with Ellen, or no, I went with Yanez on my event preview for this one. I did a separate video for it. I'm sticking with Yanez. I expect this one to be a pretty scrappy fight. Both of these ladies, show up and like to put on a good scrap. So this should be a decent one. Then we move up to the main card and move up to featherweight division. Arlene Angerfist Blenco taking on Pam Bam Sorenson. Angerfist coming in with a record of 14-8. Sorenson with a record of 9-3. Ooh, that's good. Okay, Blenco coming in off of a win over Dionne Silva 3 months ago. Before that, lost via submission to Cyborg about a year ago. Sorenson coming in off of 2 straight wins. Most recently, split decision win over Roberta Samad 2 months ago, or just shy of 3 months ago, in her Bellator debut. Before that, she hadn't fought in almost 2 years, coming off a decision over Caitlin Young. Blenco is the elder fighter, 38 to 35 for Sorenson. Let's see. Sorenson slightly taller, 5'7", 170 centimeters to 5'6", 168 centimeters for Blenco. Reach is almost identical, 65-inch, 165 centimeters for Sorenson, 64.5-inch, 164 centimeters for Blenco. I'm going with Arlene Blenco here. She's been a little bit more active than Sorenson has. Better striking on the feet, not a slouch on the ground. I would say that Sorenson's a little bit better on the ground, but I think overall game, I got to go with Blenco on this one. Plus level of competition as well. I mean, slightly favors Blenco. Okay, so moving up to the main event, sticking in featherweight division, featherweight championship. Chris Cyborg taking on Sinead Kavanagh. Cyborg coming in at 24-2. KO Kavanagh coming in at 7-4. Let's see. No age available for Kavanagh, but I'm pretty sure she's 35 years old. According to Topology, Cyborg is 36. Cyborg a little bit taller, 5'8", 173 centimeters to 5'6", 168 centimeters for Kavanagh. Nice reach advantage, though, for Cyborg. 69-inch, 175 centimeters to 65 inches, 165 centimeters for Kavanagh. So that's a nice reach advantage there for Cyborg. I honestly don't give Kavanagh much of a chance in this one. Very little chance. I mean, her best avenue is in the striking. That's what she's best known for. And Cyborg is the best striker in this division. Period. I mean, this is, like I said in my event preview video, this is a gimme fight basically for Cyborg at this point. Like the fact that this is a gimme fight meant to be a gimme fight for Cyborg. So I have a hard time giving her too much credit for this one. But that's how it is. So anyway, moving along. Also, later tonight, I think this starts at 10 p.m. on UFC Fight Pass, LFA 118. 4 ladies bouts tonight at LFA. So 4 ladies fights at Bellator, 4 at LFA. First up, a flyweight bout. Nadine Too Much Mandial taking on Taylor Malden. Mandial coming in at 1-2. Malden coming in at 1-0. Now, Malden, of course, coming off a successful debut in LFA 5 months ago. Mandial last fought 9 months ago, coming off a decision loss to Invicta vet Claire Guthrie 9 months ago in LFA. Before that, had a win via decision almost 2 years ago. Let's see. No age available for Taylor Malden on Topology. Mandial is listed at 30. Ooh. Nice height advantage for Mandial. 5'7", 170 centimeters to 5'2", 157 centimeters for Malden. No reach listed for Taylor Malden. 69.5-inch, 177 centimeters for Mandial. I don't know. I honestly can't remember. I know I've watched at least 2 of Nadine Mandial's fights, but I can't remember them. And I don't remember watching Taylor Malden's fight. I'm not making a pick on this one here. They're both too inexperienced, really. Next up, we go to strawweight. Elandria Brown taking on Sydney Trillo. Brown is the blonde on the right. Both ladies coming in at 1-0. Brown last fought 5 months ago winning via submission in LFA. Trillo last fought 6 months ago, coming off a split decision win over, Melissa Odessa 6 months ago for LFA. No age listed for Trillo. Brown is 27. Looks like Trillo's just slightly taller, 5'3", 160 centimeters to 5'2", 157 centimeters for Brown. No reach listed for Brown. Trillo's listed at 64 inches, 163 centimeters. This is honestly no different than the last fight. How do you make a pick here? I mean, neither of them really have the experience. Had a couple comments in the chat. Old guy says, nobody has a chance against Cyborg. Like Nunes in her league, way different class than anyone else. The only fight for these two is a rematch against each other. Love to see that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, pretty much. The brother man says Kayla Harrison will beat Cyborg. I was just watching Morning Combat earlier with Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell, and Luke Thomas said the same thing. He thinks Harrison would beat Cyborg at this point. I'm not 100% agreeable on that, but I think it'd be a good fight. Cyborg would have to work really hard to keep Harrison off of her. Anyway, on to the next bout. We're going up to flyweight again. Dionne Barbosa taking on Jenna Bishop. You know, Tapology has the stats on the opposite sides that LFA has them pictured. It's driving me nuts here. So Barbosa on the right, Bishop on the left. But I'm going to go stats according to Tapology here. Barbosa coming in at 3-1. Bishop coming in at 1-0. Barbosa's coming off a loss via TKO almost 2 years ago in some regional promotion to Josiane Nunes down in Brazil. Recent UFC pickup. Before that, had a loss or a win via. She had a win via decision over Karolina Silva. And then Bishop coming off a successful pro debut over Helen Lucero via rear naked choke submission. Wow. Like a little over a week ago. Bishop not much older, but Bishop the elder fighter, 35-29 for Barbosa. Barbosa the taller fighter, 5'6", 168 centimeters to 5'4", 163 centimeters for Bishop. No reach for Barbosa. Bishop's listed at 66.5 inch, 169 centimeters. Barbosa is going to want to keep this one standing. She has submission win herself, but she's not going to want to go to the ground with Jenna Bishop. Jenna Bishop's very good on the ground. Yeah, I have no pick on this one either. So we move on to the main event, vacant strawweight championship. Jackie Amorim taking on Loveth, the Nigerian Terminator Young. Amorim coming in undefeated at 4-0, most recently fought 4 months ago, winning via TKO. Before that, I think all three of her wins were via submission. Loveth Young coming in at 3-1-1, most recently fought 9 months ago, knocking out Kelly D'Angelo in LFA. Before that, had a knockout win over Rena Norval. Let's see. Young is the older fighter, 32-26. Amorim, slightly taller, 5'3", 160 centimeter to 5'2", 157 centimeters for Young. No reach listed for Amorim. Young listed at 63.5 inch, 161 centimeters. This is a tough one to call. I mean, again, neither fighter has the most experience. Young has a lot of Muay Thai experience, and she hits hard. This is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be Amorim submission, or it's going to be Young via knockout. It's a 50-50 to me. I think a lot of people are favoring Young. LFA Strawweight Championship. Look, this is basically the winner gets a short notice fight offer from UFC next time they need one at strawweight or flyweight. That's basically what this comes down to. LFA strawweight title basically is a ticket into UFC on short notice. It's has replaced what the Invicta titles used to mean. So whoever wins, I don't even expect them to defend the title. But yeah, 50-50. Either Amaram sub or Young via knockout. Oh, the brother man, he says he watched Octagon Prime 4 last week. What'd you think of it? I liked it. I thought the Pudilova versus Volachek fight was really good, and the main event was good too. The winner, the Danish kid, he's got a lot of charisma too. The brother man says Loveth is already UFC bound whenever she wins or loses this title fight. Probably, but I think if she loses, it's going to take a little bit longer. Moving along to tomorrow, UFC Fight Night. Holloway versus Rodriguez has 3 ladies bouts. First up, flyweight. Courtney Casey taking on Liana Jojua. Casey coming in at 9-9. Jojua coming in at 8-4. Cast iron coming in off of 2 straight losses to Jillian Robertson and then JJ Aldrich via split decision. Jojua coming in off of a loss to Miranda Maverick via TKO due to doctor stoppage. Before that, had a win over Diana Belbita via submission armbar. Casey's the elder fighter, 34-26 for Jojua. See, Casey's the taller fighter, 5'7", 170 centimeters to 5'4", 162 centimeters for Jojua, and even bigger reach advantage, 67-inch, 170 centimeters for Casey, 62-inch, 157 centimeters for Jojua. This is a toss-up. Courtney Casey has the size. I mean, it was always crazy to me that she was fighting that strawweight because she just has like such a long, lanky, big frame. Jojua actually started out bantamweight, came to UFC, and was like, oh, I'm not a bantamweight. I need to fight a flyweight. So both fighting in the better weight class for them. If Casey uses her brain and stays on the outside, actually uses her length and reach in the striking, she should be able to confound Jojua. But if Casey does what she always does, basically, and rushes straight into the clinch, I feel that it's going to give Jojua openings to get takedowns and go for the submission. And at this point, I don't trust Courtney Casey to actually use her head anymore. I like her. I think she's fun. She ticks off people sometimes for some reason. I don't know why. And I find that funny. I'm going to go for Liana Jojua via submission. But whoever loses this is probably going to get cut at this point. So don't get too attached to either of them. Sticking at flyweight, we have Cynthia Calvillo taking on Andrea Lee. Calvillo coming in at 9-3-1. KGB coming in at 12-5. Both of them have some not so great records recently. So Calvillo coming in off 2 straight losses to Katlyn Chukagian and then a TKO to Jessica Andrade a little over a month ago. Lee coming in off of a win over Antonina Shevchenko via arm triangle submission 4 months ago. Before that, suffered 3 straight losses. Let's see. Calvillo is the elder fighter, 34-32 for Lee. And it's funny because Lee has been fighting for longer. Let's see. Lee is the taller fighter, 5'6", 168 centimeters to 5'4", 163 centimeters for Calvillo. Lee has a nice reach advantage here, 69.5-inch, 177 centimeters to 64-inch, 163 centimeters to Calvillo. This is another fight. It really comes down to who fights to their strengths. Calvillo, ever since she hooked up with Justin Buchholz, and she's not even with him anymore, but ever since she hooked up with him and was training at Team Alpha Male, she got into her mind that she's like this outfighter, this snappy outfighter on the feet. And it's like, girl, your grappling is way better than your striking. Why don't you use it? If she chooses to stay out on the outside and strike with Lee, that's going to be a big mistake, because that's where Lee does her best work in striking. If she chooses to get inside and can get her takedowns, I feel she can beat Lee. Both fighters need a win here, desperately. I'm going with KGB Lee because I don't trust Calvillo to fight smart. Not that Lee is exactly the smartest fighter either, but Calvillo has just shown a really bad patterns lately in her fighting. And if she does not get this to the ground, I feel that Lee will beat her. Then we move to the main card. Women's featherweight, Felicia Spencer welcoming back Leah Letson, who coming off a long layoff. Spencer coming in at 8-3, Phenom taking on Leah Nidis, coming in at 5-1. Spencer needs a win here. 2 straight losses to Amanda Nunes via decision, and then Norma Dumont via split decision. Letson coming in off of a win over Yulia Stolyarenko via split decision. That was 2 years and 10 months ago. I think that was at the, I want to say that was, no, that wasn't the tough finale, was it? Holy crap. Yeah, that was the tough 28 finale in 2018. Wow. Been a long time since we saw Leah Letson. Anyway, Spencer, 1 year the elder, 30-29 for Letson. Letson slightly taller, 5'7", 170 centimeters to 5'6", 168 centimeters for Spencer. 68 inches, or excuse me, reach 71 inch, 180 centimeters for Spencer to 68 inch, 173 centimeters for Letson. I got to go with Spencer here just because she's not coming in with almost 3 years worth of ring rust. And she's not coming in off of like multiple injuries that requiring surgery and stuff like that. So I got to go with Felicia Spencer. Skill-wise, I would still go with Spencer as well. I've seen better things from her than I have from Leah Letson. Not that Letson's a bad fighter, but it's just almost 3 years layoff plus multiple injuries. That's not a good thing to be coming back from. So I got to go with the Phenom to win this one. So that's it for UFC Fight Night Holloway versus Rodriguez. One final event. Sunday, we have... Oh, there's 2 events. Did I add it? I forgot to add it, so never mind. Sunday, we have I Am Fighter 3 in the Czech Republic. I got to hand it to the Czech Republic MMA scene, you know. The Czech and Slovak MMA scene. They're putting on 2 events in 2 weeks. That's good. They're building their fight scene up. First off, we have a featherweight bout. Martina Jindroba taking on Karolina Sobek. The Czech Jindroba coming in at 3-1. Sobek coming in at 2-0. Jindroba last fought 3.5 months ago, losing a decision. Sobek last fought 9 months ago, picking up a scarf hold armlock submission. So that's a nice win there. No age available for Sobek. Jindroba is 30. Let's see. These are some tall featherweights too. 5'9", 175 centimeters for Sobek. 5'8", 172 centimeters for Jindroba. I don't really have a pick on this one. I could swear I've seen Martina Jindroba fight before, but I have no idea where it was at. Sobek, I don't know anything about her either. So I'm not going to make a pick on this one. Let's see. So then we move on to the main event, apparently, is in the flyweight division. Petra Chaskova taking on Aitana Alvarez Nightmare. Chaskova coming in at 4-0. The Spaniard Alvarez coming in at 1-1. Let's see. Chaskova coming in off of a loss to Alina Kalianado a week and a month ago in Bellator. She lost to Alina Kalianado via heel hook. Alvarez coming in off of a loss via decision in KSW a little over 2 months ago. Let's see. Wow. 18-year age difference here. 39 for Chaskova. Chaskova slightly taller, 5'7", 170 centimeters to 5'6", 168 centimeters for Alvarez. And then slight reach advantage for Chaskova, 67-inch, 170 centimeters to Alvarez's 65.7-inch, 167 centimeters. I'm going with Chaskova to win this one. I've seen her fight twice. Both times were in Bellator, and both times were losses. But one of those losses, she took Denise Kielholtz to a decision. That's not too shabby to take Denise Kielholtz to a decision. So I'm going to go with Petra Chaskova to win this one. So that is I Am Fighter 3. I'm not sure how to watch this one. If I find a stream or a like an online pay-per-view for it, I'll let you all know in a community post, but no idea. So that is it for the weekend preview, and it looks like we are getting ready for Loreta versus Turner over on Bellator. So I'm going to get into fight commentary mode for this one. So Taylor Turner about to make her entrance. Making her walkout. Wearing blue and white. Unfortunately, I can't show you. I just have to, let you guys know what's going on via talking. Oh, the Brotherman says BKFC is on tonight as well. Yeah, Pro Gonzalez versus Britton Hart. Those two are getting very nasty with each other. A lot of trash talk back and forth. I will be right back. I have to grab some headphones. Okay, let me just switch over to Bellator here real quick. So Valerie Loreta in the cage, coming out to some, sounds like Pitbull. The brother man says Loreta is a bum. Harsh, but not necessarily wrong. So here's tail of the tape. Michael Williams about to introduce them. right. So we got a live fight going on right now. We're doing live commentary for this one. Valerie Loreta versus Taylor Turner. Bellator 271 prelims at a 128-pound catch weight. So the announcements are underway. They're about to get started. Like I said, I don't have much faith in either fighter. So oh, nice punch there from Loreta. She's working for some low kicks so far. Taylor, just so much taller. But she's not sticking out a jab. Oh, nice kick there by Taylor. Turner. Nice low kick there from Taylor Turner. Turner throwing up a push kick. Loreta rush coming in with some Russian punch combination, but whiffs on all three. Low kick lands for Loreta. See, nice body kick by Turner. Counter punch by Loreta. Push kick by Turner. Turner's bleeding out of her nose or lip already. Oh, counter by Turner there. Stop Loreta. But Turner the stalker. Loreta circling on the outside. Body kick there lands for Turner. So about a little over 2 minutes down in the first round. Body kick lands there for Turner again. Loreta kind of gets a counter. Loreta's not really sure how to deal with the height of Turner, the range. One thing John McCarthy just mentioned, though, is that Turner gets kind of high with her chin, which is not very smart. Low kick landed for Turner. Loreta whiffing on a three-punch combo again. Turner's so tall, she also has to take like one step back to avoid Loreta striking because Loreta's also coming from way outside. But Turner mostly just kicking. 3 minutes into the fight. Nice punches land for Loreta. Turner's just not really throwing her punches enough. She's mostly relying on the kicks. A couple punches there landed for Loreta off of a Turner kick. Loreta with the counter, but eats a kick to the stomach by Turner. Turner's problem is she's not putting anything behind those strikes. Spot kick to the body lands again. That's working for her so far. Low kick there lands for Turner. Punch might have landed there for Loreta. I know the counter whip for Turner. Oh, big punch there lands for Loreta. Knocked Turner off balance a little bit. She definitely felt that one. She's got to tuck her chin. but Loreta misses on the next 2-punch combo. "30 seconds left in the first round." See, Loreta's getting wild with her punches, but it's working so far a little bit. But Turner went for a clinch, but Loreta was able to get out of it. Spinning back fist from Loreta that misses. Oh, spinning back kick lands for Loreta right at the bell. To the midsection of Turner. That was nice. That was a nice kick by Loreta. I'll tell you what, though. I got to give the first round to Turner. Overall, she landed a lot of kicks to the body of Loreta. I mean, the 2 strongest strikes that landed the entire fight landed for Loreta. But overall, Turner just landing the more strikes, landing the more kicks. So I got to give that first round to Turner. They're showing in a replay. Yeah, Turner is raising her chin. That was a nice kick there for Loreta. Okay, getting ready to start the second round. So second round of Loreta versus Turner, 128-pound catch weight. A kick to a punch lands for Taylor. Taylor again stalking Loreta to the outside. Body kick there lands for Taylor, but no force behind it. Taylor has that length and that reach, but she's not throwing any punches, like not using the jab. Well, she did land a counter jab. It landed. Taylor going in for the clinch there, but Loreta throws her off and escapes. Ooh, nice low kick there lands for Taylor, but Loreta counters. Ooh, Loreta caught a kick from Taylor, threw a punch to the body and then went low high. Nice kick there lands for Loreta. Taylor's going in for the clinch here, and Loreta punches her way out of it. Much better second round so far for Valerie Loreta. See, Loreta's trying to, Turner's trying to cut her off. Punch there lands for Taylor, or Loreta rather, down the center. See, Turner trying to back Loreta up to the cage, and Loreta having none of it. Like as soon as she starts to back Loreta up to the cage, Loreta's punching her way out of it. Loreta showing better footwork than in previous fights, that's for sure. She has a new head coach in Thiago Alves, former UFC welterweight title challenger. Yeah. So Turner trying to cut the cage, but Loreta doing a better job of not getting caught against it. Nice punch there lands for Turner off the break. Kick goes high for Turner that misses. Just a grazing side kick, grazing kick to the body. And we got a timeout for Loreta to fix her top because of all the people to almost have a wardrobe malfunction. Of course, it's Valerie Loreta. Little over halfway into the second round here. Turner still stalking Loreta. But Loreta coming forward and punching her way out of it, pushing Turner back to the center of the cage there. Every time Turner tries to go forward and cut her off, Loreta comes forward with punches. Ooh, nice kick to the body, and then a punch lands for Loreta. Loreta, getting more confident now. I think she knows now that Turner is just going to back up every time she does that. Turner has like no pop in her punches. She barely has punches at all, which is a bad thing. She needs to start mixing up her game more here. But a minute and a half left. Turner backing up Loreta. Loreta circling away. Going back to the center. But that was her moment there, too. Error she committed. Yeah. Turner a little bit hesitant to really want to attack Loreta. She's still stalking her, but she's not really putting anything behind her strikes when she backs Loreta up to the cage. She's a little hesitant. She's felt the punches of Loreta and knows that Loreta hits. Ooh, a knee and a punch off the break by Loreta. Turner tried to clinch. Got some bruising around the left eye of Loreta, it looks like. So 25 seconds left in the second round, and I got this one for Loreta so far. Switch kick by Loreta lands to the belly of Turner. Spinning back kick, back fist whiffs, but kick lands for Loreta. Another spinning back kick misses for Loreta. And Loreta comes forward at the bell and whiffs on a punch, but definitely a better second round for Valerie Loreta. So we're going to the third and final round. Good first round for Taylor Turner. Much better second round for Valerie Loreta so far. Coach of Loreta saying she got hurt in the body, so you got to go there. That was a nice combination there for Loreta when she went low and then high. There's a kick to the body there, but Loreta ate a jab off of that. Missed that one. Nice. See, as Turner clinches, Loreta's punching her way out of it, which is pretty smart for her. I don't think she wants to clinch. She doesn't want to go to the ground against Turner, that's for sure. Turner goes high with a kick. It maybe grazed her. Turner's coach / husband telling her, you got to go for a finish here. Loreta getting aggressive here in the third round. A little more aggressive. Oh, two-punch combination, and then a kick lands for Loreta. Turner's still stalking her, but she's not doing much. So Turner goes forward with a kick, but then Loreta lands two more punches. Turner's not throwing any punches. She has those long arms, but she just keeps them low and in. She's just going with her punches, her kicks. And it's like, you're not going to get to the clinch if you don't even put your arms out. Ooh, kicking in a punch lands for Loreta. Minute and a half into the third and final round. Taylor goes high with a kick, lands. Ooh, Turner's starting to throw some punches now, but Loreta returns. But Turner's still coming forward. But again, Loreta just moves sideways and goes right out. Turner needs to learn how to really cut off the cage here. Because for the most part, Loreta's just circling to her right, which is good because it's away from the power side of Turner. But it's predictable. A better fighter would have cut off the cage earlier than this. Loreta backing her up with a punch. But Loreta's not really doing much either in this round. So neither fighter really doing much. Minute or halfway into the third round, Loreta throws a kick, but Turner backs her up with a punch. Now, I know octagon control, cage control is much lower. But right now, if it were higher, Turner would be winning because she's the one controlling where the fight's going so far. Turner still going forward on Loreta, and Loreta just circling away, not even trying to counter at this point. 2 minutes left. Loreta throws a kick. So Turner finally gets a clinch, eats some punches, but Loreta lands a knee and pushes her off. See, Turner needs to really get aggressive like that. Gets a kick, lands a punch, avoids the counter of Loreta. But right now, I think it's Loreta's round again so far. A minute left. Turner's got to get really aggressive here and just start throwing. Counter kick lands for Loreta. Turner throwing a kick that misses. Turner hits a low kick. Loreta coming forth, misses the one, hits the two, and lands a kick. 37 seconds left. I feel either one could take this round with the last 30 seconds. Loreta lands a kick, but Turner getting some good punches in now. 20 seconds. $15 seconds left. Yeah. See, they had so much left in them after that. I'm disappointed with both fighters. Loreta acting mad, starts dancing though, and twerking. She's such a hoe. Turner has all this energy. Yeah. Even Mauro Ranallo is kind of trashing him like, yo, you got all this energy left? You had a lot more to leave in the cage, and I have to agree. I think both fighters could have done a lot more in that fight. Especially Loreta. Turner's coming in as, the tune-up fight for Loreta. So you don't really expect her to do much. But Loreta, you expect a lot more of because she's the fighter that Bellator pushes. So we're going to decision. I expected 29-28 Loreta. I'm going to go. It just depends. How much are the judges going to reward her just constantly moving away? Loreta telling the camera, I'm more than just a model. You have no idea how much I've trained every day of my life. Well, maybe stop giving off the impression that you're just a model. Taylor Turner telling everybody hi. Hey, Mom, to the camera. Ooh. Some nice punches and kicks landed for Loreta. Of course, the replays right now are going to mostly favor Loreta. Oh, that was a nice left hook for Loreta. Yeah, Turner has no power in her punches. Yeah, I'm thinking 29-28 across the board for Loreta. I don't see her losing in Florida, that's for darn sure. And they're in her hometown, Miami. (29-28) Loreta. 29-28 Turner. (30-27). You know it's for Loreta. Master Valerie Loreta. Split decision. 30-27. Come on now. She did not win that first round. What first round was that judge watching? So let me tweet about that real quick here. Loreta defeats. Split the 30-27. Bellator 271. Right picture here. Okay, so let's get back to, so where were we when I left off here to go to the fight commentary? Let me get that banner off here. So we're going to leave the live commentary for now and get back into, actually we need to start at the beginning with the weekend review. So we're going to last Saturday, Shudo Volume 7, Atomweight bout. Chihiro Sawada defeated Miku Nakamura. I don't remember the result. I want to say it's a decision. But Sawada gets her first victory. I believe her first fight was a draw. Miku Nakamura, I think, falls to 3-4. But more importantly, Super Atomweight Championship bout for Shudo. And the challenger, Satomi Takano, defeated Mina Karobi via 5-round decision, becoming the new Shudo Super Atomweight champ. Interesting fight. I haven't gotten to see it yet because it's on a Beema. And if you don't watch it live, you're only going to get to watch like half the fight. Then at Octagon Prime 4, we had a catchweight bout, about 140 pounds. Olga Reuben defeated Priscilla de Souza via split decision. Very close fight here. Olga Reuben taking his fight on very short notice, almost 2 years away from the cage. De Souza basically had one way to win the fight, and that was to keep it on the ground. And she did a fairly good job of that, but every time it was on the feet, it was Olga Reuben winning these striking exchanges, and that's what. And she won some of the ground work too. So that's what got Olga Reuben the decision. Then in the co-main event at bantamweight, Lucia Pudilova defeated Marta Volacek in a rematch grudge fight there. Action fight all the way. Very good. Volacek kept going for takedowns, couldn't get them. Pudilova went for some takedowns, and she got them and was able to get and maintain control, which is very nice effort for her. Big improvement from her. She she spent some time training with SBG Ireland ahead of this fight. Said she had to do some changes in her camp and her training, and it seemed to have worked out for her. So that was nice to see. Then at UFC 268 Strawweight Championship, Rose Namajunas, Thug Rose, defeated Magnum Weili Zhang via split decision to retain her title. I already did a full review on this. If you want to go check it out in a separate video, you feel free to do so. But very close fight. Could have gone either way. To me, the second round was the swing round. And two of the judges saw it for Rose Namajunas. One judge had it like 49-46, which I don't agree with. The other one had it 48-47, which I agree with. And he gave Rose 2-4-5, which is what I would have done. So yeah, Thug Rose still the champ. Defeats Zahn for the second straight fight. Hopefully they make the Esparza fight the rematch next. Why is that still there? Anyway, so that's it for the weekend review, which we normally do like first. But we're doing things a little differently tonight because of Bellator. So anyway, let's move on into the news here. I have a banner for it. News. All right, first up, UFC 269 on December 11th in Las Vegas. It's supposed to be Macy Barber taking on Erin Blanchfield. Unfortunately, Macy Barber is out due to an injury, and Blanchfield will now be facing Miranda Fear the Maverick. That's a good fight. Good fight. Like two uber Invicta prospects taking on each other in the UFC. I'm happy about that matchmaking. I'm really looking forward to that one. Next up, Invicta and Octagon veteran Magdalena Somova announced via Instagram that she has signed an agreement with Polish promotion KSW. So KSW is the biggest MMA promotion in Poland, puts on huge shows, sells out all the time, does massive ratings there. Magdalena Somova is a strawweight. Interesting to see who they'll match her up against. I'm thinking Karolina Wojcik, maybe. Not Wojcik. Yeah, it could be Karolina Wojcik. That'd be a good matchup. Trying to think of the other girl that just lost for them, who's a big fighter for them. Anyway, UFC has a fight night going down December 18th in Vegas. We're supposed to have a strawweight bout between Nina Ansaroff Nunes and Amanda Lemos. Unfortunately, Nina Nunes is out. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing injury. And Angela Hill will be replacing her. So that kind of sucks for Amanda Lemos. She was having a chance to really break into the top 10 there against Nina Nunes, and now she's fighting someone ranked one spot below her in Angela Hill. Good chance for Angela Hill, though, to stop a hype train if she wants. Next up, Flex Fights event. Beast Mode Volume 8 goes down December 11th in St. James, New York. They have a 120-pound catchweight. Chrissy Andali taking on Glory Watson. Chrissy Andali, I think she fought for Invicta in her pro debut. Then UFC has a fight night going down November 20th. This is another injury bug update. Cheyenne Bays is out of her bout against Loma Lookboonmee due to testing positive for COVID. And replacing Bays against Loma Lookboonmee is going to be Lupita Godinez. Lupita Godinez, down for whatever. That's what I like to see. So that should be a good, fun fight. Probably a tougher fight for Lookboonmee than Bays would be. Possibly. Also on that bout, we were supposed to get a strawweight bout between Jessica Penny and Luana Pinheiro. Unfortunately, Penny is out, I believe, due to injury as well. So replacing Penny against Luana Pinheiro is going to be Sam Hughes. Could be a tough one for Sam Hughes. I was looking forward to Penny against Pinheiro. I was hoping Penny would would test the heart of Pinheiro. To me, Pinheiro has suspect heart. I don't mean like as far as like her physical heart. I mean her like, you know, her heart, her spirit is suspect to me. So just the way she reacted after that up kick from Randa Marcos. So I think she took the easy way out in that one. So we'll see. Maybe Sam Hughes will test it. Anyway, LFA 120 goes down December 10th in Prior Lake, Minnesota, and they have booked a flyweight bout for the vacant flyweight title. Myra Cantuaria taking on Jamie Lynn Horth. Man, been a while since LFA crowned a flyweight champion. I think the last one was, what's her name? Sabina Mazo. So yeah, it's been a while. And let's see. A fight reschedule for the UFC. The UFC flyweight bout between Kay Hansen and Jasmine Jasudavicius has been moved from the UFC Fight Night scheduled for January 15th back 1 week to UFC 270 on January 22nd. So that's a bit of a move up for that fight, like an upscale move for that fight. And then more UFC news. UFC strawweight Diana Belbita announced via social media she has signed a new multi-fight contract with the promotion. So I think she's coming off her first UFC win once she moved down to strawweight. Let me check real quick here. Yeah, so Belbita was riding 2 straight losses at flyweight, moved down to strawweight, picked up a win over Hannah Goldie via decision. And it worked out for her, worked out good for her because now she is gets to stay in the UFC for longer. And then One Championship Winter Warriors has been scheduled for December 3rd in Singapore. We're getting the Atomweight Grand Prix final bout. Stamp Fairtech is going to be taking on Ritu Fogat. So that was supposed to be going down at 1X. And I guess they rescheduled that event. But, you know, like the same weekend, 1 day earlier, is going to be the Winter Warriors event. And that's when we're getting the Women's Atomweight Grand Prix final. I'm looking forward to that fight. I want to see Fairtech. I want to see Ritu in against like a legit striker in Stamp. And I want to see how good Stamp Fairtech has kept up her takedown defense, how much she's improved there. And then final bit of news here. More injury bug news, unfortunately. Ashley Yoder was set to face Savannah Gomez Juarez at a UFC Fight Night scheduled for January 15th. Apparently, Yoder is out due to injury. And replacing Yoder against Gomez Juarez will be Vanessa Demopoulos. So, an former LFA champ taking on, I think she was champion. Vanessa Demopoulos taking on Combate veteran Savannah Gomez Juarez. So that's it for the news for this week. Let's talk about these rankings. Only one bit of ranking update news here for the UFC. What's her name? Felice Herrig, Little Bulldog, has been removed from the rankings. Jessica Penny is now in at number 14. She was previously unranked. Brianna Van Buren still ranked, though, and she's been very inactive as well. So that's your rankings update. So we already did the weekend preview. There's 2 things I want to talk about. First up, I want to talk about Cris Cyborg. Is her heyday over? Are her glory days over? I did a community post poll asking this. And I asked, are Cris Cyborg's glory days over? Oh, what the heck? Should be able to see this. And And out of 13 votes, 69% of you voted no. 31% said yes. Interesting. I do have a question, though. If her glory days aren't over, what does she have left ahead of her then? Because she's not going back to the UFC. She's not going to get the Amanda Nunes rematch. So what does Cyborg have left going for her right now? I'm not sure. I mean, you look at the Bellator rankings and what fights are left available to her after the night. If she gets by Sinead Kavanaugh, and I'll grant her if she gets by Sinead Kavanaugh, what's really left for her? She just beat Arlene Blenco. She already beat Leslie Smith. She's fighting number 5, Sinead Kavanaugh. There's not a whole lot left. Okay. Kat Zingano is a shadow of her former self at this stage in her career. She just doesn't have it anymore. I mean, you can tell by looking at her last 2 fights. Yes, she won. But look at Zingano's last opponent. Her last opponent was what's her name? Livia Parker. That's not a type of fight that gets you into title contention. Leah McCourt is 6-1, but man, she was not doing that great in her last fight against Janae Harding. Now, if Pam Sorenson gets by Arlene Blenco, then you have a new challenger, the former Invicta champ. But I don't see it either. So there's not a whole lot going for this division here. There never has been, honestly, at women's featherweight. So that's why I'm wondering, like, if Cyborg's glory days aren't over, then what's a whole lot ahead of her? Because you look at tonight's fight, there's no hype going into it. Like, even Cyborg's biggest fanboys are pretty silent on this. And she has some dedicated fanboys on YouTube, and they've been quiet. The brother man mentions, Cyborg mentions she wants to get into boxing. Yeah, but if she goes to 147 in boxing, which is welterweight, she's not going to beat Jessica McCaskill. Jessica McCaskill is a phenomenal boxer, and she's not going to get past Jessica McCaskill. And that's the undisputed champ at that weight class. And if she goes any higher than that, then it's a graveyard, basically. Her Bellator is a moneymaker for her. Well, yeah, that's all Bellator is really going to be good for her. The brother man says Pam Sorenson has a legit shot against Cyborg. If she gets past Blenco, maybe. I'll be honest, though. I've never been high on Pam Sorenson. Her best win so far is Caitlin Young. And Caitlin Young has been middling for years. And I do agree with the brother man, says the rankings in Bellator are pure trash. And they are. They always have been. And probably always will be. Most company rankings are pure trash. Oh, just yanking your chain. He's just yanking my chain. Pam Sorenson, LOL. Just yanking your chain. I get it. So yeah, that's my biggest question. Because the voting says that her glory days are not over yet. But that's my question. If her glory days are not past her, what does she have in the future? Because as of right now in MMA, there's not much. And that's what, 7-6 or 8-5 votes out of 13? So that's Cyborg. Next up, wanted to talk about, let's talk about Weili Zhang. Or more importantly, what's next for Whaley? What is next for Whaley? That's a good question. Because she lost 2 straight to Rose Namajunas. She's not getting anywhere near that title again as long as Rose holds it. She's going to need a 3, 4, maybe even 5 fight win streak to get back to that title as long as Rose holds that title. Now, Rose not always the most active of fighters. So now you got to figure out what to do with Whaley. It's a tough question. Let's look at the strawweight rankings in UFC real quick here. So Zhan's at number 1, Esparza is at number 2, Rodriguez at number 3, Shannon at number 4, Dern at number 5, Nunes at 6. Now, I saw someone in my comments mention probably Zhan versus Dern. I don't see that fight happening. And I'll tell you why. Dern's coming off a loss. Zhan is coming off of 2 straight. UFC wants to promote both of them. They're not going to risk Dern taking 2 straight losses. And they're not going to risk Weili taking 3 straight. Nunes had a fight booked and is injured. Xiaonan's coming off a loss. I don't think they want to risk either of those Chinese fighters taking another loss right now, even to each other. So I don't think they're going to it's going to be Rodriguez. They might try to force Esparza to fighter. Could happen. Of course, the Joanna rematch is an option, but man, that fight was so close. Does UFC want to risk it? Because you know they like Whaley there. That's why in my review video of their fight, I said she should fight Gadelha. Gadelha is a very winnable top 10 fight for her. It would be a good tune-up. Gives her time to work on the things that she worked on at Fight Ready to improve them. Things that she should have taken into a tune-up fight instead of the immediate rematch with Rose. On the other hand, Watterson doesn't have a fight booked. I don't believe. Doesn't have anything coming up soon. They could do Weili versus Watterson. Get some Asian on Asian violence going on. They could try to push Hebas, who's coming off a nice win over Jindroba, but that's a big leap. 10 versus number 1. It's hard to push. That's hard to justify. Lemos and Hill are booked against each other. So, yeah, the UFC is in a quandary right now with Whaley because they got to give her a winnable fight, but it can't be such an obvious tune-up fight because the UFC just doesn't work that way. Like, the UFC is never going to give a super, super obvious tune-up fight to a former champion who's just coming out of a title fight. Even if she's lost 2 straight, UFC just does not do tune-up fights like that. I think they should. I think it's smart. That's one thing that boxing does right, that MMA, particularly the UFC, gets wrong. They don't do tune-up fights for champs coming off of a loss, or former champs coming off of a loss. That's why I think it should be Gadelha. The Brotherman says Weili versus Hebas is the fight to make. Or give her an easy fight with Watterson or Gadelha. Yeah, I think Gadelha would be a good one. Or Watterson. With Hebas at number 10, that's just a bit far. Like, number 1 versus number 10, that's a hard one to really justify. That's a huge leap in the rankings for Hebas, considering she just beat a ranked fighter for the first time. So, yeah, the UFC's in a quandary with Whaley. But right now, I think what Whaley needs to do, go back to China, take a little bit of a break, short break, not too long. Then come back here, get back into camp, go back to fight ready. Some people are saying that she never should have gone to that. Some of those people were also saying that it was a great idea for her to go there and work with Cejudo ahead of the time. So some people just can't keep the same energy. Not naming names, but I think it was a good idea to go to a U.S. camp and get some training in. One, to not have to deal with the time difference, which is a major thing for fighters coming from Asia to the U.S. It's huge. It's a half a day difference. I think training with an elite camp like Fight Ready with Eric Albarracin, I think that was a great idea for Whaley to do. Very smart idea for her to do. The problem is the rematch was made with Rose too quick. Not enough time for her to get those adjustments made and get used to that. It just wasn't. It was just too quick. They should have given her a tune-up fight first. That way, you get into camp, you deal with some new coaching, you deal with putting on some new skills, maybe learning some new things. You take that tune-up fight first, adopt those skills into your system better, get used to fighting a certain way, and then you go back into the title rematch. You never go back into a title rematch right away after getting knocked out like that. That was a really devastating loss for Whaley. She never was able to really come to terms with it. Still talking about Rose turning the fans against her. It's like, girl, stop it. Even Henry Cejudo had to tell her, like, listen, you lost and you got to accept it. Stop blaming the loss on, the booing of the crowd. The booing of the crowd had nothing to do with your guard being wide open for kicks, okay? That was something that Rose's camp studied hard, trained for it, and exploited it. Had nothing to do with the crowd booing. So, it's just, yeah, they rushed her into that rematch too quick. Should have taken the tune-up fight first, and now they have to give her a tune-up fight. I think Gedalia Waterson's a good one. Very winnable fight for Whaley. But now that Whaley, here's another thing. Now that Whaley has suffered 2 losses, people are going to start asking, how good was she really? Because she came into UFC, she beat Danielle Taylor. Danielle Taylor got cut after that fight, I believe. She beat Jessica Aguilar. Jessica Aguilar, I believe, got her walking papers after that fight, if I remember correctly. Moving into Bruna Ellen versus Desiree Yanez over at Bellator. So we'll be getting to that in just a second here. So then she fought Tecia Torres. Torres is a good fighter. Beat Torres via decision. That was a good win. That was her first good win in the UFC. Then her very next fight, she gets a title fight against Jessica Andrade in China because, according to the UFC, Andrade was the only one willing to step up and fight her. That was absolutely Whaley's best performance in the UFC, bar none. But there were some questions behind that, too, because a lot of people were saying she landed some blows to the back of the head of Andrade in that fight. So there are some questions there. Then she goes toe-to-toe with Joanna for 5 straight rounds, and that was an awesome fight, amazing fight. But she goes toe-to-toe with Joanna, scrapes by in a split decision, then boom, gets knocked out in 1 minute and 18 seconds by Rose, and then loses the split decision to Rose. So naturally, people are going to wonder, were we sold a false bill of goods in Whaley? Was she rushed up the ladder too quick? Time is going to tell, because now she's got some rebuilding to do, and she's got a reputation to rebuild. She's got a lot of rebuilding to do, and that's why they need to book her in a tune-up fight. I think Gedalia or Waterson would be the right one to do for that. So those are my thoughts on the Weili Zhang situation. I got to turn off that news banner. Okay, so last thing before I go for the evening, we've got the second ladies fight of the evening over at Bellator. Flyweight battle, Bruna Ellen versus Desiree Yanez about to start here. They're going to the tail of the tape, so I'm going to provide some live fight commentary for it. I'm excited for this one. These two are very scrappy. Bruna taking on Dirty Dez. This is Yanez's second fight in the flyweight division. She fought for Combate before in the strawweight division. Tweet out about this fight real quick. All right, so these two immediately meet in the center, and they're getting going. There he does with a great cross, catches Ellen. Bruna Ellen with the 1-2. Ellen backing up Desiree with some strikes there. Low kick there from Ellen. Low kick there landed for Yanez. I missed it. Low kick by Ellen countered, or by Yanez countered by Ellen. Oh, Yanez goes in for a takedown, but eats a knee to the gut from Ellen. Ellen continues to back up Yanez with some strikes, but Yanez coming forward with an overhand right. Takedown attempt by Yanez again, defended by Ellen. The brother man says also Chinese fighters and 2-56 overall in the UFC. I mean, it's not that bad, but the overall record of Chinese fighters in the UFC is not very good. Performance Institute is full of cons or cans down there in China. You know what? It's a shuttle. It's a startup program over there. So I mean, it's hard to really get something going. I think the biggest problem with them over there is they come over here and they're dealing with English-speaking coaches that come with them, and then they got to have a translator there to translate for them. They should be having their own coaches coach them. Not the Performance Institute fighters. So 1:40 left in the first round here. Bruna Ellen definitely getting the better of the striking exchanges so far, and every time Yanez goes for a takedown, she's stopped by Ellen. Ooh, kick there, caught by Yanez. Ooh, nice 3-strike combo there from Ellen. Went 1-2, kick to the body. Ooh, nice kick to the punch to the throat, or punch to the throat there as a counter by Ellen. It's because Yanez threw a kick that was just no setup behind it. You either got to set up your kicks with punches first, or you got to follow them up with punches. Nice knee there by Ellen in the clinch. But Yanez has her against the fence now with 30 seconds left in the first round. Yanez, you got to be going for a takedown here, but Ellen has over-unders right now. Ten seconds left. Looks like Yanez is going to keep Ellen against the cage for the last few seconds here, but nice elbow up top there by Yanez. Throw some knees and then an elbow right at the very last second for Yanez. But overall, good round there for Bruna Ellen, the Bellator veteran. And there's Kayla Harrison. She's in attendance tonight. Kayla Harrison over there. She went to the event and is talking to. She's in talks with Scott Coker, so we might see Kayla Harrison in Bellator. Guys, I hate to do this. I gotta go. I just got a bad feeling in my stomach. Unfortunately, I have to end this. So, ready to start the second round too, and Ellen backing up Yanez with some strikes. Let me see. We'll try to make it. What happened to my volume here? Where did I put my... Anyway, more of the same so far. Ellen backing up Yanez with some strikes. We're back to the center of the cage now. Takedown stuffed by Bruna Ellen. Jenna's not really committing to those takedowns, though. Ellen whiffs on some strikes, but backs Yanez up and then does it again. Yanez staying away, just out of reach of Ellen, but still, ooh, nice overhand there from Bruna Ellen. Ooh. I think Ellen might have knocked her off with that left hook there a little bit. Knocked her off balance just a little bit. Ooh, 3-punch and then a kick lands for Bruna Ellen there. 1-2 landed for Yanez, but Ellen counters nicely. Nice jab there from Yanez. Ooh, nice right hand landed for Yanez. Ellen's got to be careful there. She's I think, ooh, another nice right hand landed for Yanez. I think Yanez is trying to make this, well, Yanez is definitely trying to make this like a dirty fight, like a sloppy fight. And that's where she does best. But Ellen so far has been doing best when she stays calm and controlled. Trying to figure out what happened to my sound here. No idea. Ellen backs Yanez up to the cage with some punches and then a kick to the body. Both exchange some right hands. Low kick lands for Ellen. 2-1 lands for Yanez. And a 1-2 from Ellen. For the shorter fighter, Ellen is actually doing better at range because Yanez likes to be in the pocket. Minute 25 left in the second. Definitely the better round, a better round for Yanez. Minute 10 left. Should do an after show with Bellator and BKFC one and tonight. I might. Isn't the BKFC thing a pay-per-view? So Ellen now has Yanez clinched up against the cage there. Landing some knees. Yanez getting it over under. Creates some space. Lands a nice knee there, does Yanez. And looks like she hit a hook. Oh, BKFC is free, so then I might have to download the app and watch it then. Ellen actually went for a takedown and got stuffed. But she's getting drawn into a firefight, but she lands a takedown with 15 seconds left. So Bruna Ellen now on top of Desiree Yanez. Doesn't quite have control. Oh, she's hopped on the back. She's got the hooks in. That was fast. Almost gave up control. Oh, she's going to give up top control at the last second. That was a nice takedown there at the end by Ellen, but man, could have turned bad for her. It's a $4.99 a month subscription. I'll definitely give it a thought then, because I want to check that fight out. So I'm going to take my headphones out. I'm going to close this app. Let's try this from the beginning. Now I got sound. Okay, so we're going to the third and final round of Bruna Ellen versus Desiree Yanez. And after this fight's over, I'm going to call it a night for this stream. But I might do an after show since the brother man asked. So we'll see. So Yanez now might be stalking Ellen here. Could be 1-1 going into this third round. But it's been a good fight. It's been scrappy, which I figured it would be. Ellen whiffed on an overhand there. Yanez hits a right hand. Ooh. Ellen backing Yanez up with a 1 and a 2. In other words, a jab cross. Yanez tried to throw an overhand right, but Ellen counters with a punch to the body. Ooh. Nice counter right landed by Ellen. Low kick lands for Yanez, who's trying to back Ellen up. Yanez lands a jab. Yeah. Yanez is stalking Ellen now, and she's landing some jabs when she actually throws them. She's got her timing down now. Yanez has Ellen's timing down and is getting her with that jab a little bit. Minute and a half into the third round here. Both ladies landing some good shots. But Yanez is getting some good counters in right now. She's reading the entries of Ellen because Ellen's a shorter fighter. Bruna Ellen breathing a little heavier in the third round. Ooh. Ooh, nice jumping knee for Bruna Ellen there. Yanez going in for a takedown again. Pushes Ellen to the cage. Yanez got one underhook. Fighting for wrist control now on the inside. But Bruna Ellen trying to get her back off the fence here. Ooh. Some punches to the belly by Yanez, but now Ellen lands a couple of knees to the face of Yanez. But Yanez in control here, up against, with Ellen backed up against the fence. Knee there by Yanez, another knee. Ellen going higher with the punches now in a dirty boxing. Yanez still trying to go for this takedown here. She should just give it up and strike in a clinch. Ooh, nice knee there lands by Bruna Ellen. Ellen goes high with a high kick, but it's blocked by Yanez. Still, even though you block a high kick like that, you're going to feel it. Ooh, Ellen tried to go high with a jumping knee again, but didn't really land. 50 seconds left. Ellen needs to fight smart here. Ooh, jab backs up Ellen. Yanez going for another takedown, drives her to the fence. Yanez has Ellen up against the fence. Lands a knee there. See, Yanez isn't going to get a takedown here. There's only 15 seconds left, so she's just trying to land some short strikes. Lands a couple knees to the thigh, Bruna Ellen. And this is good positioning for Desiree Yanez. Lands a couple punches up top. Another punch. Oh, a nice knee. And another by Ellen. And a third. Yanez lands a punch off the end. And Ellen lands the final punch right at the bell there. Very close fight. Good, scrappy fight. Man, this was a scrap. This was what I expected out of these two. I definitely did not expect Ellen to get the better Desiree Yanez to get the better reads on Bruna Ellen as the fight went on. So that shows some improvement from her. So we're just going to wait for the result here. And as soon as the result is read, I got to sign off and visit the little boys' room. Big John McCarthy mentioning that the jab, the jab was money for Desiree Yanez in this fight. Had she been throwing that jab out in the first round, could have done a lot better. But she just didn't have, the timing and the reads yet. So maybe that's why she didn't employ it at the time. Once she got Ellen's timing down, she was able to time that jab better. And as Ellen was coming in, she just popped that jab out and stopped her. Just straight up, boom, stopped her. So just waiting on the judge's decision in this fight. It's going to be a close one, too. Could go either way. I'm guessing 29-28 either way. I don't really have... Might be Yanez. 29-28 Yanez is my guess. So let's see what we get. (29-28) Ellen. 29-28 Yanez. Todd Anderson. 29-28 Bruna Ellen. Bruna Ellen gets the decision via split decision. Nearly 2 years off, and she gets the split decision win over Desiree Yanez. So Dirty Des now 0-3 in her last 3, unfortunately for her, and 0-2 in Bellator at flyweight. But I'll tell you what, she put on a good effort here. And had she gone to that jab earlier, had she started jabbing earlier, she could have done a lot better in this bout. And it's not that she did bad. It's just that she whiffed on too many takedown attempts. She wasn't really committed to any of them. And then, she took too long to get that jab going for her. Had she gotten that jab going earlier, she definitely could have done better. Anyway, so that is it for me for tonight on this broadcast. We'll see about doing a second broadcast later. I'll give it some thought. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like button. That's always important. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.